بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما رب العالمين. We ask Allah رب العالمين in the beginning of this talk to teach us what is beneficial and to have us love what benefits us and to stay away from what harms us. And we ask him, Allah Azza wa Jal, to give us the benefit of this dunya and the benefit of the akhirah. Ameen. It's important that when we want to learn, that we learn as that dua states, "Allimna ma yanfa'una." Teach us what benefits us, because you can learn a lot of things in this world, right? The internet is full, subhanAllah. You will live many lives over and you will not finish all the information that is online, but not all of it is beneficial. You know that, right? You know that not everything is beneficial and not all knowledge is beneficial. So that dua that says, "Allimna ma yanfa'una," teach us what really benefits us. Like, what is it that I really need to learn? You could be learning about so many other things in life, right? But what is the thing that will help me, that will benefit me, that I need at this time? What is it? That's what you're asking Allah Azza wa Jal, because we do not know. We're attracted to glitter and glamour, the things that sparkle. Oh, maybe the real thing that we need doesn't sparkle, but it's right there, hidden, underneath layers of investigation, right? And then it says, وَانْفَعْنَا بِمَا عَلَّمْتَنَا, and benefit us with what we learn. It's not only important that I learn and absorb, and then what? What do you do with all of this? You have to take it and you have to do something with it. If you learn how to drive a car but never intend to drive it, why are you learning it? If you learn how to hunt but you never intend to hunt, why are you learning it? You want to learn something because it benefits you, because you want to use it. So we also want that information to be used. And there's nothing more beneficial than learning about Allah Azza wa Jalla and about His Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and about our connection to them. So our topic today is about purification of the heart. And now somebody may ask, given that introduction, somebody may ask, then why should I learn about the purification of the heart? To what end? What does it do to me? Is it really important? I mean, as we said, in a time where everybody is learning how to be somebody, how do I become famous? How do I earn more money? How can I buy more houses? How can I be distinguished? How can I be more worldly, meaning distinguished in this world? And a time when that's what we recognize, isn't it? I mean, that's what we are attracted to overall, and this is what we produce. So, I take a selfie next to a brand new car, a fast car, an expensive car, and I share that, and it gets a lot of likes. I take a picture that I bought something new, this new brand, this expensive brand, and I share it. I'm eating this food and I share it. We're always attracted to the external and the glamorous and the worldly, the expensive. That's what we are seeking. And it even asks us, what is your goal in life? Well, my goal in life is that I want to build, I have a business. It's okay to have worldly goals. We're not saying not to have worldly goals. I want to be rich, fine. If that's your intention to be rich, fine. But what is it that you want to do with that once you become rich? Is it going to corrupt you? Is it going to change you? So when you look at us, we're always concerned with the externals. Yet the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, "Inna Allah la yanzuru ila suwarikum wa a'malikum." Allah does not look at your Allah does not look at your images and bodies. وَلَكِنْ يَنْظُرُ إِلَىٰ قُلُوبِكُمْ, but He looks at your hearts, inside your heart, to see what is there. So for instance, if I decide that I want to be rich, really rich, and that goal corrupts my heart, the question is that worth it? If I become arrogant, if I lack mercy, if I disdain the poor, look at them, right, as subservient to me, if that's what happens as a result of me becoming rich, if it ruins my relationship with my family, how many people, I just want us, inshallah, just to internalize the fact that a lot of our goals, if they are not accompanied with Islam and with a purified heart, corrupt us. How many people decided that they really want to be rich? And they said, I want to leave a lot of money for my children. And they worked really hard. And they did not think about Allah. They did not think about the last day and the day of judgment and all of these rights that are upon them. So they did become rich and they did have a lot of money. But what they found is that their children have turned into greedy little beings. They're only interested, and what they want from their parents is the money, nothing else. They don't care about the father. They don't care about the mother. They just are waiting for them to die so that they can take that money. They can inherit it. And if and when the parents die, they start fighting with each other. Brother against brother, sister against sister, and they sever that family connection. So the father who had decided that I want to do this for the benefit of my family, and he was only worried about money, ended up hurting and corrupting his children, and they ended up fighting over the thing that he collected. It didn't benefit them, it hurt them. Where is that taqwa that is here, that's going to benefit your children once they grow up, once you leave them? Where is it? Remember the story in Surah Al-Kahf. It's all related. Remember the story in Surah Al-Kahf where Musa and Al-Khadr alayhim as-salam, when they go on that journey and they have those three stops, one with the ship, one with the young boy, and the other with that village. And when they come to that village or town, and Al-Khadr builds up that wall, and Musa exclaims, why would you do this when they refuse to host us? We are hungry, we don't have a place to stay. And that town and village refused the obligation of hosting us, because it was an obligation. And yet you're helping them by building up that wall. Why would you do this? So when Al-Khadr alayhi salam explains how Allah guided him to do this, why Allah guided him to do this, he explains that this belongs to two orphan kids. And there is a treasure that belongs to them buried underneath it. If I were to leave it, that wall, in the state that it is, it will fall, and that treasure exposed, and people will take it. It will not stay for those kids. And then he says something pivotal about why he did what he did. وَكَانَ أَبُوهُمَا صَالِحًا. Their father was pious. Their father was pious. Where is the father? Dead. Underground. Who's taking care of those two kids and the treasure that father left for them? Allah sends Musa and Al-Khadr alayhi salam, two best people on the face of this earth at that moment. He sends and he says, you take care of them. Why? Because their father, when he was alive, he was pious, and that piety extends to the children. So yeah, you can collect money, but to what end, to what purpose? If you want to have a fast car, you want to have an expensive car, you have to ask yourself, why, to what end, and how does that affect me? So when going back to that hadith, when Allah Azza wa Jal, when he says about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah does not look at your bodies and does not look at your faces. Well, that is everything that we look at. That is everything that we look at, especially in the culture of social media. That is everything that we look at. You know, we adjust the filters, we put makeup on, we comb our hair, we choose the pose, and we take it. Because this is what I believe is the most beautiful representation of me. And I share that, and I want people to see that. And when they see that, they only see skin. They only see hair. They only see something that is manufactured. This is not reality. And when you're looking at it and you're admiring someone on IG or anywhere else, that is not reality. That is manufactured image. You know that. This is how we produce it. It's a manufactured image. But we, as human beings, we look at faces. MashaAllah, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. And of course, when we're fed that false praise, we become more self-obsessed, more shallow. The more that I would rush to buy more makeup or more creams or more hair products, because this is what people like. So I become more of a narcissist over and over and over, and I'm being fed this narcissism. Only care about myself, how I look, my poses, my cap. That's what I look at them. So we look at faces or we look at our bodies. I want to exercise. Why do you want to exercise? Do you want to be healthy? No, because I want to look best, my best. So people admire and praise. I want to be thin. Why? Do you want to be healthy? No, it's because what? I want to fit in this tight dress so I can wear it outside and I get looks and I get praises and I get... That's everything that we look at. We don't look at the inside. Yet the Prophet ﷺ said, he said, Allah does not look at those bodies because he gave you those bodies. And that body eventually will decay. It won't stay the way that it is. And this is, subhanAllah, a medicine for all of us to remember. Whether you're looking at someone who has something that you don't have, or you're that person who has this something that nobody else has, you think, and it's making you arrogant. So all that decays. That beautiful body that you and I have, what will happen to it? It will age. It won't stay as beautiful. And you will try, but you can't conquer time. You will age, and it will show on your face, you'll show on your body, it'll show on your hair. You can't defy time. And then eventually it will just decay and turn into dust. So whether you are envious of someone, if you're envious of someone who has something that you don't have, think that this all will go away. And if you have something that is making you too proud and arrogant, also think, this will go away. There will come a time when I will depart, leave it. We will part ways. I'll go to the grave underground and that thing will go into somebody else's hand or will disappear. My car, my house, my money, my possessions all go to somebody else's hands and I leave them and they leave me. So he said, Allah doesn't look at these things, but he looks at what? Your heart. How healthy is it? How beautiful, how sound, or how corrupt is it? When you're praying, when you're fasting, when you're dealing with people. See, one of the earliest things that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was commanded, Ya ayyuhal muddathir qum fa'anzir wa rabbaka fakabbir wa thiyabaka fatahhir. In Surah Al-Muddathir, one of the earliest surahs that came down to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and in the beginning it is listing commands. Stand up and warn people. And in every situation, in every circumstance, despite everything, glorify Allah Azza wa Jal. وَرَبَّكَ فَكَبِّرْ. Right? وَثِيَابَكَ فَطَهِّرْ. And cleanse your clothes. And cleanse your clothes. And this command has two sections or two parts to it. One is that, in fact, clean or keep your clothes clean. But then also the scholars of tafsir have said that it is also the custom of the Arabs that if they said about someone that he has clean clothes, is that he has a clean heart. Somebody has clean clothes, meaning that he did not wear his clothes upon any sin. He didn't kill, he didn't cheat, he didn't envy, but his clothes are clean. So of course it makes a lot of sense. Allah Azza wa Jal is not going to ask his Prophet ﷺ, just keep your external clothes clean, but don't worry about the inside. No, it means the outside is clean, obviously. But what do you wear this on? Like what benefit? And think of this image. How does Allah see you? I don't care about how people see you. People see the outside. People see the outside. And you embellish this outside by the clothes that you put on. I bought this and it's expensive and it's beautiful and the colors, and make sure that you show the brand. And if it doesn't show, make sure that you let people know that it's a brand. So you embellish your appearance by buying all of this. So when Allah looks at you, what does he see? Does he see something beautiful? A beautiful body, meaning a beautiful heart? that produced a beautiful body, that has beautiful clothes on? Or will it be like, as some have cited an example, of someone like a leper, the body of a leper, the body of someone who is really diseased, buying expensive clothes and putting that on? If the heart is corrupt, this is what a person looks like to Allah Azza wa Jal. I'm driving an expensive car, but the way that I look to Allah Azza wa Jal is diseased. What kind of disease are we talking about? That's the importance of, purifying your heart. What kind of disease are we talking about? The disease, for instance, of envy, of jealousy. That is, I always think that I want to have what other people have. I'm never content with what I have. If you are a jealous person and you allow that to fester and grow, if you're an envious person, how can you have a good relationship with other people? Any disease of the heart is like taking drops of black ink and dropping it into glasses of water. This glass of water, clear water, drop ink in it, it pollutes it. The next one pollutes it. The next one pollutes it. That disease, if there is envy, if there is jealousy emanating from the heart, whatever relationship you want to have, it will corrupt it. You want to have friends, but you're envious and jealous. So you talk back bad things about them behind their backs. You try to take things away from them. Jealousy could eventually lead to you committing a lot of other sins, stealing and even killing a person because you are so jealous. So you cannot have friends. Your relationships suffer. You are never happy. Allah gives you, but when you get it, you always are comparing what you have to what other people have. And you always are looking down on Allah's ni'mah. Oh, okay, so yeah, I have this house, but other people have palaces. Yeah, I have a functioning, good, even new car, but other people, they have really expensive cars. Yeah, I can travel locally, but other people travel internationally. So you're never happy and you're always miserable. But if you manage to treat that illness, then you'll be a happier person. You will look at what you have and you will say from your heart, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah that I don't care about what other people have. That's not for me, but Alhamdulillah that I have this, and you will actually be happy and content. That's an example of a disease of the heart. But the diseases of the heart are not simply to make us happy or here. It's about the happiness of the hereafter, primarily. And then with it comes the happiness of the dunya. When Allah says, يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ, on the day of judgment, when no money and no children will be of help. إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ, except the one who had come to Allah with a sound, purified heart. Salim is to be healthy, not to be diseased. That's what it is, Salim. Because the opposite of Salim would be someone who's marid, sick. So it's not a sick heart. It's a healthy heart. It's free of disease. What kind of disease are we talking about? All the diseases that inhabit the heart, including shirk. When you rely on someone other than Allah Azza wa Jal, or do your ibadah for someone other than Allah Azza wa Jal, that is the greatest corruption of the heart. Because the heart is supposed to love Allah. Yani Allah Azza wa Jal, when He created this heart, this beating heart, as it beats like this, Allah Azza wa Jal wants it to beat, repeating His name, to be connected to Him. Remember this ayah, أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبِ. It is indeed through remembering Allah that the hearts have serenity. The heart by its nature is agitated. By its nature, as human being, by its nature. You're fine right now. Maybe you're listening to this lecture and you're fine right now. In an hour from now or 2 hours from now, the state of your heart is going to be different. Maybe now it's fine. Maybe now you're calm. Maybe now you're content. Maybe now your iman is increasing. In a little bit, maybe in an hour or two, as you look at other things and hear other things, The state of your heart will be very different. It will be very agitated. It will be worried about other things. What will happen tomorrow? Where money is going to come from? You're thinking about your past. You're thinking about your present. You're thinking about a fight that you had with someone. The heart is always agitated, never settled, never really content. But Allah Azza wa Jal says, "Bidhikrillah," when you remember Allah, the hearts begin to settle, begin to relax. You try it. Like really remember Allah in a state or in a time when you're really agitated, really afraid. You start saying astaghfirullah, you start saying subhanallah, you start saying a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, whatever it is, whatever state you're trying to come out of, mention the appropriate dhikr of Allah Azza wa Jal. Like if you're in a state of sadness and kind of depression and whatever, say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Keep saying that. If you're in a state you're feeling helpless, overpowered, you say la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. If you're in a state where there is waswasa, whispers of the shaitan, right? Like whether it is in a state of anger or anxiety or something like that, say a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. You read ayatul kursi, you read al-mu'awwidhat, qul huwallahu ahad, qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq, qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, and tell me if you do this, tell me that you don't feel better. You will feel better. So why is that? What's the connection? Because Allah Azza wa Jalla had made the heart for Him. All the ibadah that we are doing, the salah, the fasting, the zakah, these are acts to train the heart, to purify the heart, to take the disease out of the heart so that we become close to Allah Azza wa Jalla. So that I learn that I don't get attached to the dunya and that the dunya doesn't matter. Take an example, for instance. Let's say, for instance, easy example, Allahu Akbar, and I start praying. And somebody comes into the masjid while I'm praying. And I start improving, perfecting my salah because somebody's watching me. Why am I doing this? Because I want them to admire me. Am I praying, okay, for Allah's sake then, or for that person's sake? That is the disease that we're talking about. That the ibadah is done for somebody else, not for Allah. I give money so that it be said I was generous. I teach so that it be said he is knowledgeable. MashaAllah, he is so eloquent. MashaAllah, he knows a lot. MashaAllah. And you want that, MashaAllah. You want that praise. You live on that praise. So you continue to do these things. You want those likes. You know, when you post something online and you're waiting for the likes, 2 people liked it, 3 people liked it, 100 people watched it. Oh, that means that this is a success. You're living for those likes. You're living for those views. Even though, subhanAllah, and that is the comforting thing about, you know, the teachings of the Salaf, the early Muslims. You know, one of the scholars was consulting someone else. He said that I have a teaching sessions, halaqas, and I find myself, subhanAllah, just think of how sensitive they are to the feelings that they have in their hearts, and also how sensitive they are to what pleases or may displease Allah. He says, I find that when I'm teaching, that if I have a lot of students, I'm happy. And if the number decreases, I'm sad. So the one he is consulting told him, he said, "Hada majlis su', this is a bad session that you're holding, that you're leading. Stop it. These teaching sessions, these halaqas that you're doing, these are bad ones because your intention in it is not that. It's not right. Stop it. Stop doing it. Not with that intention." Meaning it should be the same for you, whether 1 person sits or 5 people sit or 500 sit. You don't feel better or more important when there's 1,000 people listening to you, and you don't feel that you're less important if there's only 1 person listening to you. You're not doing it for the numbers, you're doing it for Allah Azza wa Jal. So it's about the heart's attachment to Allah. If I'm giving zakah, why am I giving zakah? Is it simply the fact that Allah needs my money? A'udhu billah. Allah doesn't need my money. Allah can rain gold and silver on everybody that He wants, anybody who's in need. So it's not about Allah needing money. So what is the zakah about? Helping other people? Yeah, it's helping other people, but Allah could still help them without my interference. What is the zakah about? It's about you and me loving money, right? We love money, and it's here. That's part of the dunya. Dunya is about money. With money, I can buy everything in this world. So what do I do to treat that? Compulsory giving. Allah makes it an obligation. You have to treat that greed inside all of us, to say, here's money, this is for Allah Azza wa Jal. Why? I'm giving it away for Him. It means that I'm training myself to love Allah more than money. And if you can follow this up with more voluntary spending, you will love Allah more and money less. Because that's the whole thing. When the time for salah comes and you stop everything else, including businesses, jobs, entertainment, to pray, you are training yourself to love salah more than everything else. Otherwise, you would not leave salah. You would not leave those other activities for the sake of salah. Otherwise, you would not give money, the money that you love and work so hard to earn, you wouldn't give it away so easily. If not that you believe Allah wants that from you. So when you feel that act, it's an act of loving Allah when you give money. Salah is an act of loving Allah when you pray. That's how you come close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is the intention behind all the acts of ibadah. All the acts of ibadah, without exception, is for you to purify your heart so that you love the dunya less. We're not saying run away from the dunya completely and live on top of mountains. I'm not saying this. The Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba, may Allah be pleased with them, were in the dunya. They were businessmen and women. They earned, they owned property, but they controlled what they owned. What they owned did not control them. You with me? They controlled what they owned. Meaning the Prophet ﷺ could come to Uthman radiallahu anhu and say, help with this, finance this. And Uthman would take so much money that he has and he gives it to the Prophet ﷺ. Abu Bakr would take everything that he has and he gives it to the Prophet ﷺ. They have money, but whenever they want it, they could give it up for Allah's sake. So you can have money, you can have properties, you can own, but it does not control you and it does not enslave your heart. Your heart is a slave of Allah Azza wa Jal. Your heart is seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the purpose of purifying the heart is to let go of shirk, let go of envy, let go of jealousy, let go of arrogance, let go of ego. I deserve. People should notice me. You should let go of ego. As some of the scholars of the past would say something similar to, I deserve nothing. Like, I don't see that I deserve nothing, knowing my sins, the extent of my sins, and how humble I am in relation to Allah Azza wa Jal, how low I am in relation to Allah Azza wa Jal. I don't see myself deserving of anything. Anything that I deserve, that I receive, is complete favor from Allah Azza wa Jal. And nothing that I produce comes from me. It's entirely the bounty and the favor of Allah Azza wa Jal. It's not that when I speak or when I act or when I help, I look back and I admire myself for the things that I've done. No, I realize that Allah made it possible. Nothing comes of me. Nothing comes out of me as a person. Allah Azza wa Jal makes it possible. So all praise, all honor, all thanks, you direct it to Him, not to me, but to Allah Azza wa Jal. Because I don't see myself as someone who has. I see myself as a slave of Allah Azza wa Jal, who's constantly in need of Allah's support, of Allah's guidance, and also of Allah's protection. You know, as that the same scholar was saying, he's saying, Inni ujaddidu imani kulla yawm. He says, every day I renew my iman and Islam. Every day I remind myself of La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah, the basic level of Islam, that first statement that we say. He says, every day I renew that and I say it because I need to remind myself of it. I don't act as if I've got it all. I understand it all. So this is the act of purifying your heart. And when you purify your heart, Allah loves you and people love you for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, and you will live a better life in this dunya. Your ibadah will feel better, will taste better, and you will not be so focused or obsessed on the dunya, whether I get it or lose it. You will know that this is the nature of life. You will win some and you will lose some. So when you lose, you're not going to be so fixated on the loss. It is going to happen anyway. Why should I, kill myself over this? Yeah, there is going to be loss in the dunya. So what? This entire dunya is going to be lost. So what? I'm going to die and whatever I win is going to be lost eventually. So what? Whatever you think you've lost, whatever you think you don't have, look at the hereafter. Focus on the hereafter. And ask Allah for it there. If you don't get it here, whatever it is. In Jannah, there will be people who will be asking Allah for children and they will have children. No one in Jannah will be unmarried. There'll be people who will be asking Allah Azza wa Jalla for crops, plants, because they were farmers. Allah will give that to them. You don't have it here. Don't fret. Don't be angry. Don't be sad. It is available for you, all of it over there. The only thing that you'd have to do is just to go to Jannah. So ask Allah for it, work for it. And once you're in Jannah, you'll have everything, the extent of which is beyond your imagination. Well, that's the last point, inshallah, that I will share with you. Beyond your imagination. So just think about it for a minute. If I ask you, imagine everything you wanted. You say, okay, I've imagined. It says, no, really, really imagine. Think about it. Think about everything that you want to have. As much of it as you want to have. And you think, and you think, and you think, and you write it down, and you write it down, and you write it down, and you reach the extent of your imagination. I can't imagine any more. And then yet Allah Azza wa Jalla says that in Jannah, you will see something that lies beyond your imagination. Imagine something, or you can't imagine it. How could you have something that lies even beyond you? You haven't seen something like that. You haven't heard about something like that. You haven't even thought about something like that. That's what we will see in Jannah. And we're worried about a job, and we're worried about, a car, and we're worried about a house, or I got married, did not get married, I had children, I did not have children. Allah Azza wa Jalla is telling you that when you enter Jannah, there will be something that's beyond your imagination. You can't even sit and talk about it. So that is the beauty of really releasing yourself from the grip of the dunya and trying to focus on the hereafter. And again, I'm advocating balance. I'm not saying go sell your property and run to the wilderness and just worship Allah Azza wa Jalla inside a cave. No, that is not Islam. But in the dunya, but not of the dunya. In the dunya, you're in it. You're selling and you're buying and you're interacting and you're teaching and you're learning and all of this. But you're not simply living there. This is a passage that will take you to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Inshallah. So I would like to conclude this, inshallah, that if you want to know more information, the brother asked me to do this, so it's not like my own initiative. But the brother asked me, he says, why don't you share this with people? So inshallah, if you want to know more about what I've talked about, I have one book here, Heart Therapy, 40 Hadiths in Tazkiyah and Soul Purification. It's available, inshallah, in different countries, or not, if you can go online to Da'wah Book Corner, or just put Heart Therapy, 40 Hadiths in Tazkiyah and Soul Purification. Just type it in, inshallah, and you'll find the publisher, and you can order it directly from the publisher. So if you want to know about how to purify your heart and the state of the heart and how it changes, and be more intimately knowledgeable about how the heart can improve and take actual steps towards it, this book, inshallah, is there and is available. There's another book, inshallah. This is the latest one. It came out this year. It's called This Is Love. And it touches on some of the things that I talked about. This is Love, from the same publisher. And it's 40 hadiths, just like this previous one was 40 hadiths about heart purification. This is 40 hadiths about love, about loving Allah, loving the Prophet ﷺ, and about love in general, how you love other people, the state of love, how you should moderate your love, etc., etc. So it has a lot in it, inshallah. And one of the main points in here that I want you, inshallah, if you grab this book and you want to read it, is to understand that Islam is a religion that drives you towards love. And it's no exaggeration if I say that Islam is the religion of love. And I want you to discover why in this book. It drives you towards love, towards loving Allah, towards loving the Prophet ﷺ, and towards loving other Muslims. And it's actually a requisite of Iman. You cannot have Iman if you don't love Allah. You cannot have Iman or Islam if you don't love Allah, and if you don't love His Prophet, or if you don't love other believers. So to be a Muslim, you must love. And it's in this book, and I want you, inshallah, to read it to see how much Allah Azza wa Jal loves you and why we should love Allah Azza wa Jal. So, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, this was a short reminder. I hope that you found it useful. And I ask Allah Azza wa Jal to make the path of knowledge and seeking knowledge desirable and easy for all of us. I ask Allah Azza wa Jal to make you of those who love to learn more and to learn what benefits them, and they take what that benefit and they translate it into actions, and they teach it to their families, teach it to their neighbors, and teach it to their community. I ask Allah Azza wa Jal to make us of the people of Jannah, to purify our hearts, to grant us al-qalb al-salim, so that when we meet Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, we stand before Him and we know what to say, and we don't even, we ask Allah Azza wa Jal not even have hisab. But if we were to have hisab, that would be a simple hisab. We know what we would say, and Allah Azza wa Jal will give us those answers, and they will head directly to Jannah. We ask Him subhanahu wa ta'ala for the highest levels of Jannah. We ask Him subhanahu wa ta'ala that we never be touched by hellfire. We make this for dua for ourselves, our spouses, children, our parents, families, and the Ummah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum bi rahmatika nastaghith. أصلح لنا شأننا كله ولا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين. I'd like to thank you all for listening and joining us today. I'd like to thank everybody who had helped make this a possibility, who's working behind the scene. May Allah Azza wa Jal reward you. We do not see you, but Allah Azza wa Jal sees you. May Allah Azza wa Jal make your reward abundant and purify your intention and give you more energy and power and dedication so that you could do more and more for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. And may Allah write that as a reward for you. Barakallahu feekum, jazakumullahu khaira. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.